All right, the Bucks. It is Talking Buccaneers with me, Fumane, him, Thabiso, from the yellow corner. So before you get into this one, we did a part one, which I'm going to link in the description. Do me a favor, before you watch this one, go watch that one over at the yellow corner. We did a lot of tactical stuff, talk around how the teams will play. It's going to be a bit different on this episode, but watch that one first and then come back to watch this one. On this one, firstly, wait, thank you for coming on the show. People are very familiar with you, I'm sure now. They're wondering if you didn't have that branding, I'm sure they think you support Pirates now. Yeah, thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me from Zay. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, let's dive into it. Maybe just sort of last thing out the way. I know you see Red Bull here. I'm not sponsored by Red Bull. I know they are Sundowns sponsor. But yeah, I'm still on the Pirate side. But let's jump into it, man. Where I want to start off with this is that you guys you've got an African reputation. I think your reputation in Africa, although people really like to banter with those things, especially guys on Twitter, you'll see how they banter with Sundowns not having won Africa and wanting to bring you down in that way. But it's clear. I mean, I love the episode when you spoke to the guy from Esperance, and I forgot his name. I'm sorry. No disrespect by that. And you could tell, just how he spoke of Sundowns. So one of the interesting things for me, even as a fan, was that's the reputation of Sundowns outside of the country. So you've got that. You've got domestic domination in terms of the league, 7th one now in a row, 14 combined PSL titles since '97, since the inception. By far away from anyone who's following you. What does the Nedbank Cup even mean for Sundowns? Just a domestic cup over 5 games, 6 games. MTN8. So what is the Nedbank Cup for as a fan, but also as a club, with all of that going?
No, man. For now, the Nedbank Cup means a lot. I mean, it's the biggest domestic cup, that you can win. Yes, everyone domestically wants the championship. What's next? It's the FA Cup, which is the Nedbank Cup, And the thing that the Nedbank Cup being the last game of the season, you always want to end the season on a high note, and it gives you that. You end the season on a high. Your players go to pre-season, the bonus is sharp. When your fans celebrating, and for that game, it brings back so many childhood memories. For my first memory, the FA Cup. I'll use the FA Cup because it has changed sponsorships over the years. Got the Bob Save Super Bowl back in the day. Funny enough, one of my most memories was the final that we played against Pirates and Sundowns, where Paige Matambu scored the winning penalty. It's always great to win the Nedbank Cup, honestly.
Funny, just sort of something on the side. When you mentioned Paige Matambu, shout out to one of my friends, Kabelo. That's his father. Kabelo Matambu. So, sort of speaking about it being the last game of the season and that sort of thing. As Rona Pirates, I think for us, in fact, the Nedbank Cup it's got a sense in which this game is the first game of next season. The reason why I say that is it's almost as if we lose this one, it's gonna change the mood in the club completely. There's gonna be a sense of doom and gloom, knowing my fellow fans. There's gonna be a sense of doom and gloom. We're not gonna win Africa. We're not gonna finish second. It's almost as if so there's that sense in which there's gonna be a doom and gloom, but also if we win, it's like a launch for the mood in the club for next season. I think about last season when we won it, same thing happened, where then when we went to Spain, there was a feel-good factor. For pre-season, feel-good factor, we came into the season, Rato Africa, and you know, the rest is history. But it's almost as if it's the start for next season, the belief around the club with the fans and the club and the team. Not just that, there's also a more on the tactical side of things where I think, you know, we've changed over the course of the season in the Pirates. We've changed the way that we played, and I think there's been I don't want to say experiment because that would disrespect the work that's done on the training page. But since sort of February, coming this way, there's been a way in which we've been playing. And I think this Nedbank Cup is almost like a seal for the club that we want to be next season. So having said that, I know that's a long way of coming to my question, but having said that, what would that be like? Because you say it's the last game to wrap this season. What would that be like, just sort of going forward, if maybe the outcome for Sundowns is a loss?
You know, say we don't win this game. Obviously, the players go into a pre-season, off-season, dejected in a way of they didn't win the Nedbank Cup. We saw with City, they won the league the previous weekend. Following weekend, they lost the cup final. But I don't think it would demoralize us to an extent where it affects how we do next season. I think it will be one of those, it hurts. Coach Fumane and Sundowns have this, I think it's a 24-hour 48 rule where whether you win or lose, you celebrate for that period, and then if the results don't go your way, you are down for that period. After that,
on to the next one.
On to the next one. I think beating your rivals always gives you that thing, going into a new season. But I don't think it will determine how the new season, the 24-25 season, pans out for us.
I think that even sort of paints a bit of like how different as fan bases we are, and maybe that has a lot to do with recent success. Because I think us, even at the stadium, it's something that I've been really impressed with more Pirates recently, where when things aren't going bad, what you have a lot of the time is toxicity in our club. And I'm talking about this intentionally because I think this is something that we can cut out of the leaf of Sundowns, where I know there's talk of you guys don't have, and it's banter, but there's talk of you guys don't fill stadiums, blah blah blah, all of that. But when I've seen Sundowns at Orlando Stadium, I've actually envied it so much how you guys are so loud. Go Orlando. At Orlando, where you expect Orlando Pirates fans it will be hostile for you guys. Maybe it's a culture of South African football, but I envy that about you guys. Do you wanna?
I think it all boils down to success. We've won so much. Yes, nobody enjoys losing. But because we've won so much, we've become more understanding. Even when things don't go our way. We will hardly find when Sundowns is playing and they're not winning, supporters doing the signs for substitution. If someone does that, I can guarantee it's not a regular stadium goer who does that, because stadium goers, regular guys, they know the culture that we've built, worked hard for. Recently we were knocked out of the CAF Champions League in the semi-final. It was raining, man. We were heartbroken because we thought this was our year. we could have easily left at the end of the game, but we continue with our culture, same for the players, even in defeat. So I think it goes to success. I think if Pirates continuously reaches the final, wins the final,
Yes.
you
Slowly.
yeah.
And you're right. I mean, even just saying that, I'm thinking, well, you look at how, the chant Wetito, how it's taken off. It's because of success. Win those 7 games, the fans are like this. But there's another side which I'm saying, we lose this one, it's problems. But maybe going on to the next thing, just gonna throw you off the loop. I know so people don't know, we usually talk about these things ahead of time, but just shortly, fascinating thought is that I've followed a lot of media, Sundowns, sort of interviews coming out, this or that, and I keep hearing stuff about this group, this title, early winning, Kiabo Lisibanku, Kiabo Tashrik, Kiabo Lodge, Kiabo, and then Hunali, Kiabo Tebza. I mean, Tebza, yes, is still part of it, but there's a sense in which he's gotten a taste of it. It's great, maybe it might motivate him, but then you get Lisibanku into it, who then comes with a different kind of drive, maybe. Do you think there's a way? Let me see how I phrase this question, because I want to see. I sort of want to ask you: do you think you want to still improve this squad? But do you think it's necessary as well with sort of what I've just said now, to keep that hunger for success? Do you think it's necessary for you to? I hope you get somewhere. There's a question.
I get what you say.
Yeah.
Not refreshing your squad is the most dangerous thing you can ever do as a club. We both support Liverpool. I hate how I cannot necessarily hate, but in most things that I record, I always reference Liverpool a lot.
Good team to reference.
Yeah. You look at when we won the league.
Yeah.
What happened at the end of the season? They didn't go out and get players, and they didn't refresh the squad for Liverpool. And another thing, Klopp was way too loyal to a lot of these players because they've given their all and they eventually became that Klopp that won the league for Liverpool. So it's dangerous not to refresh your squad. But when it comes to Sundowns, I do not think there needs to be we need to be aggressive in the market, honestly.
Yeah.
I think there are positions that because the guys that you mentioned, Botashik, they haven't cemented their places in the squad, So Libona, they now have that hunger, having won their first league championship. So you expect them to be better in the next season because they will be properly integrated to the team, and
pre-season
for Tash, So Libo Esquivel. But there are positions that I think we need to reinforce. And for now, D2, it's getting a proper number 9. Sundowns is in desperate need of a.
You're not getting so far to Mawasa, by the way. if that's where you're going with this,
I mean, you know how it's a problem. So we need a proper number 9. We need a centre back, and there's a centre back that I want. I saw newspaper publications hinting someone. I do not want the guy that they hit. He's also based in Cape Town. There's a boy there by Cape Town City that I want.
Stop. Who is this boy?
There's a boy there.
Come on.
I want that.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
I'll do anything for. We can give them a Thabiso Kutumela top up, But I want Keanu. He's so cool.
What a player.
Cool.
What a player.
He's a typical Sundowns player, not just typical Sundowns. So how do you enforce there, and maybe bring back Goss because I don't think Dennis should be a player next season. So yeah, that's why I would reinforce. You know, yeah.
Yo, just quickly, quick comment on the Keanu thing. He's from Soweto, so I hope he's loyal to us. I think I'm right in saying that he's born in not Khaseko, something like Lenin.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's not a Cape Town born.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
If I'm wrong about that, someone will fact check me. But the last time I checked was good age, 26, still turning 27, can bring the ball out, can play across the defense. I think we need someone. We definitely need a sort of more defensive right back who can play that right centre back, right back thing, because we want to play an offensive winger that side, but we've got Thabiso, Lilibi, so we don't have that. So, yeah.
You said you've got Thabiso, Lilibi.
Yeah. I do that too many, and there's another Sasani there. And Kibobi took off.
Yeah, but I guess it's all in the name. But Thabiso off.
Oh, come on. I see what you did there. Okay, so the other thing that I want to ask you is I always wonder this, you know, because that's the reason you and I sit on this table together, for me anyway, besides our friendship, which people are going to ask why we're friends but we somehow managed to have a friendship even though we support different clubs. And we met via football.
Yep.
So besides that, the reason why I like having these conversations with you about your club, it's because we can almost miss what's happening, you know, outside of our own little bubble. And so we can think of Sundowns in our own little bubble.
Yeah.
But I always love, especially when I talk to you and you point out some dangers about Pirates, and I'm like, I was too casual about that, and I never saw that as like a threat to you, you know? So what is the one thing that you know about your club that someone who doesn't support Sundowns wouldn't know? Like just one thing that you think, you know, someone who's outside of Sundowns and following Sundowns and all of that wouldn't know because they don't do that like you do.
You know, this is a tough question, man.
Yeah.
And I do not know whether it's these two things correlate, man.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily know how to structure my answer. Man.
Yeah.
I think people don't understand or know the level of quality at Sundowns. I think people
The level of
quality.
okay.
I think people say Sundowns has good players. We all know that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they realize how good these players really are, you know. And that then brings me to, I don't think people necessarily understand the gap between, how huge the gap between Sundowns and the rest is. I mean, the best thing to look at, the log table doesn't lie.
Yeah.
Last season, Pirates came number 2. The season, okay. Does this fall under the current or last season as we speak?
Well, I get you.
Yeah. I'll say the previous season, the 22-23 season, the points gap was 16. This season is 23. So I think people in a way do not see or truly understand the gap between Sundowns and the rest of the PSL, you know. Yeah. And the other thing, just to add on that, Fumane, I think the work that goes behind the scenes of Sundowns, I think it's one of the things that edges it for us in when you compare us to our competitors. Funny enough, in one of our recent previews, I was giving credit to our backroom staff, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, have you noticed a majority of PSL teams at halftime, when the ref blows the whistle for halftime, they form a circle, maybe around the center line, you know. The players talk amongst themselves for a good 2 minutes. And
before they go and hear from the coach.
have you noticed that Sundowns doesn't do that?
Wow.
They rush to the dressing room and they get there. They already have short clips prepared for them.
Sure.
And
Professionalism.
to show, you know, this is what these guys are doing.
Wow.
You can have them here and, you know, and things like that. So I think it's those small margins that edge it for us over most of the teams.
Most of the teams. And it's funny you say that. I was listening to a Gavin Hunt interview. I forgot the channel. It's a smaller channel which is growing, and I think they're doing great content on there. I'll maybe try find the link and put it in the description just to do that channel credit. And Gavin Hunt was saying that he was touching on something about Africa, and what he said was, you know, you don't realize about these things, sorry. What Sundowns can do is they can fly charter to Guinea, and they'll get there in 8 hours. When he was at Goodbest and had to play Moki, they've flown 28 hours. And so you've got those things, you've got budget, you've got, I mean, I don't want to labor on the issue around money because I know people like to banter around, they're buying the league and stuff.
It plays a huge role. We can't
downplay it. Yeah, no, fair. But I also just think, for example, yes, it is money, it's resources. But again, just sort of referencing Liverpool again, you and I have watched a club that has found ways to compete with the juggernauts. You see why I use juggernauts? With the juggernauts in our league. We found ways, and I think Pirates definitely can. I always hear this lazy characterization of Pirates. Pirates has got a squad that can go toe-to-toe with Sundowns. I'm like, really? Does it? No, serious. And what we're going to do just now is actually a combined 11.
Yeah.
So I think that might expose a little bit, as a spoiler alert, that Pirates really, if you actually do these things and you sort of take out your emotions out of these things, and you go, the quality and depth here Sundowns in every single position. No one can compare. Even the best players at Pirates are arguable whether they even get into the Sundowns. And whether the second option is still arguable. And not just that, but I don't want to make this about the money and stuff. But I also do think that, like you're saying, with the clips, maybe that is a money issue, maybe. But you find ways to do things that will give you those marginal stuff. But I think that's a great point that you're raising that maybe is worth thinking about as fans. But you know, we've spoken so much in the first. They're gonna get tired of us. So maybe let's just jump into like doing a combined 11. That's going into the Nedbank Cup.
Based on this season, not looking at what the players have done,
accomplished in the law, because we only have Thabiso and if you do that. But
so how do we do? I give you mine or we do it together?
So what I want us to do is I want to see when you say your left and I say my left. Whether we're going to agree. And we go like that. And there are some where we won't even have a conversation, I'm sure. Like the goalkeeper, just to start things off, Ronan Williams, we can both agree. That's what formation are we playing? 4-3-3, diamond, I mean V, with the 3, 1 holding, two number 8s, and then wide, your striker. It depends on who you pick sometimes. But
I guess so.
I'm thinking 4-3-3 with the team in my mind.
4-3-3.
Yeah. What were you thinking?
I was actually going to go. When I was thinking about this, I was going to go 4-2-3-1.
Okay, so but we can
We
agree.
can work around that.
We can agree on the 4.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's start with the 4.
Definitely the 4.
So I mean, at left, who do you have?
That's where, we had such a great season.
Yeah.
Defensively, we only considered 10 goals in the league. That's 11. I'm lying.
Yeah.
11 because we couldn't beat record their Chiefs as going into game near Cape Town.
At least they still have something going for them. Yeah.
I can tell you right back, the 2 center backs.
Yeah.
I do not know the left back because I thought about Mudiba,
Yeah.
and I looked at right back, the left back position for Sundowns. I think that's the one position where we changed it a lot.
Yeah.
And at times Mudiba didn't necessarily start as at left back. He'd start maybe at 8,
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Look, I'm willing for us to concede, Ori. We can play a player where, for example, we want Mudiba in the team. Say.
Yeah.
And so we know he can be Zinchenko at left back.
Yeah.
And so we can play him there.
Yeah.
Right? We know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
In fact, thinking about my team, I
suited for.
I put Mudiba there because I know what he's gonna do.
Okay. That's the
gonna
one
get
position
into-
I had a question mark on.
Around.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'll have Mudiba. I'm not arguing there. Who do you have on the right? Because I think centre back is where we're gonna argue the most.
I think Sailor.
I think we can both agree.
Yeah,
Sailor Mudau as our right back. Okay. Centre back. Centre back.
Should I give you 2 or one, the right centre back first, or both left, right and left?
Let's. Okay. Who do you have on your right?
This comes with a lot of biasness because he's my favorite player in the PSL, my favorite player in Sundowns. Even though he didn't play like start to finish off the season,
Yeah.
I'd have Rivaldo, but
You have Rivaldo there.
yeah, at right centre back.
Yeah, that was the one, Lina.
Yeah.
The one position where I went. Because I have a Pirates player on the left, so
Okay.
before we get to that. But because I was thinking Grant, and I remember at the start of the season, he was playing where Sailor's playing. Kekan. He was played as that right back who would come in and be right centre back, and then Riva, obviously. But I went with Grant for the reason that I think Riva missed a sizable.
Hence I said, I'm not gonna lie to you. With the back 5, including the goalkeeper, apart from the left back, I'm going with Sundowns players only, looking at how defensively resolute they were this season. And Musa Lubusa, I thought about this. Musa Lubusa is one of the most. I don't think he was spoken about enough this season. Musa had a good season.
Quietly
good season. Hence, I feel I'm being biased by Riva because of my love for him. Because I have him like Grant. I know they're both right-footed. They can work around it. So
Okay, so you have Grant there. I mean, I have Odessa.
I thought about Olisa, and I checked. He played. Remember when you asked me which player I would have from Pirates a few months ago?
I remember.
I said Olisa, and I'm not gonna argue with that. You having Olisa, like I said, the only reason I have only Sundowns players there is because
collective.
For what they did this season. But you having Olisa, who's played throughout.
Missed a few
because I think he played 18 league games when I checked his stats. And I think Riva played 15, starting 13.
Wow.
But Riva didn't always start at centre back. Yes, at times I agree he started at centre back, pushes to midfield, but at times he started at midfield. So that's where it's a catch-22. But I'm prepared to say no, it's fine. We can go with Olisa and Grant at centre.
So we're going with Olisa and Grant? Okay. So I would have Olisa left because he can. He's who's this guy? Aubrey stepping in. I think Nda can do that thing, that shift.
Yeah.
Okay. You're saying midfield, what are we doing? Double pivot?
I was going to go for a double pivot. Ne?
Yeah.
The reason I was going for a double pivot, because the guy that I have at 10 can play at 8, and I only realized this when we played you guys.
Okay, so that's obvious who it is. You've just given it away. Yeah.
When you guys got a red card and he moved from 10. Yeah. So yeah, let's
Yeah, in fact, at SuperSport, he would, he was moved around a lot. So he'd play false 9, he'd play on the left, play on the right. They, SuperSport won't usually play Kari 10. So they play him, Bali 2 more for a time or whatever, like you're saying in that game where he had to come in. And he's got enough about him, by the way, Tito,
I like, if people can go back and watch the review of that game. I said that I was surprised because most of the guys that play 10, they don't have that game intelligence, for a lack of a better way, of sensing danger and going to maybe a more defensive position. I thought, I was surprised when Tito went and played it.
I think it is also just last thing on Tito. So we're agreeing we have him as one of the 8.
One of the,
so we left with the 6 and another 8. Okay, so he's got a bit about his formation, I think, Tito. In the way that he's brought up. I think he's tactical. In fact, Thabiso, I'm willing to go on the limb to say that I don't think what's keeping him in the lineup is him, being on the ball, stats, whatever, the fact that the crowd loves him. I think why Jose Rivero is keeping him in the 11. I think because he's the most tactically astute. The NL team, I think, when I look at them every time, and I've looked at how Pirates is trying to set up and try and play, the way Tim is able to, when Kabelo has come in as one of the 6s and Tim will then move up and be an 8/10. And then when someone has, Tim will do that and he'll be the one that carries the water for everyone. Just sort of keeping that shape for everyone. I think that's why people don't realize Tim is playing more than Mbata, who I think can still develop in that sort of thing. Same thing, Tito. Tito, he gives other attacking players that freedom to run into different areas because Tito will go and fill that area and someone will come in. But who's your other 8? I'm going Marcelo Allende. I think that's obvious.
I'm definitely going Marcelo Allende.
Even the 6 is obvious.
I think it's Tebza.
Tebza
6.
Marcelo Allende. That's a formidable midfield. That's a tight midfield.
I mean, in attack you can change it into a double pivot here. Allende and Tebza and have
Tito do 10 for
Tito do 10. If the body can drop back,
and that sort of thing. Just quick apology if you hear a bit of noise. We came around lunchtime. Thabiso warned it's around lunchtime it would be this full. But okay, let's right wing. Can I say mine first?
Wait. Okay, I'm looking at I'm thinking of the Pirates lineup as to you go for it.
No, look, I love Munapule, but I'm having Ribeiro there.
People are gonna think we're
copying each other.
We're copying each other. People are gonna think you'll see my line. I'll show you my lineup. The forwards and
come on. Wow. Okay.
I'm also having a Ribeiro because the other thing Ribeiro, he initially he'd be so selfish at times, because he can see a pass and he can play a pass, but at times that selfish instinct will kick in. But towards the end of the season, he stopped doing that, And I think he's very dangerous coming from right, from out to in, because he's left-footed. So I'm definitely going with Ribeiro as well.
And it's funny how this is going to play out. I'm just going to sort of warn people. It's like a Sundowns dominance. at the back,
and then
Pirates dominance going forward. But the stats even back that up. Like you pointed out that you guys are your defensive record this year is way better than ours. I was looking at the number of goals we conceded this year. But also, I think we've scored 1 or 2 goals more than you in the league.
Is it?
Yeah. I was looking at the stats. I was this surprised. I was this surprised. Obviously, we scored 87 again. That's the other thing that then boosts us, which is a problem, but not for this episode. The fact that I'm saying, and you might know this, that you might know this famous quote. I'd rather us win 1-0 7 games in a row than 7-0 in one game. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we scored more goals than you, and it's going to be testament why we have more Pirates players, because obviously Strike, I think, will agree.
Yeah, I know Strike. I think Teho has had a brilliant season.
Yeah.
I don't. Shalini didn't have his best of seasons, and I think the other thing that a lot of people miss Shalini this season, that he was injured for a long period. I think it affected him throughout the season, you know, so he couldn't build that momentum. So no, I think we agree with it. Will be the focal point of attack.
And then on the left, people must remember we're going with better season.
Yes. This is
important to note.
Not what players did last 2 seasons ago. No, what the players did this season. I think it's Mufuke.
I think I'm also going with Rile. I think Rile has had a great season, and it's not even for a young player. So that statement is not followed with he's had a great season for a young player. No. I think yes, but also just the way that now I don't think Hoto gets a sniff at out left now. If Hoto gets to play on the left, Rile is one of the 10s, but he's no longer dropping Mufuke to play Hoto there because of, you know, and it's good. Again, we spoke about it in the previous episode, and I thought you had some insightful things to say. If people can go watch that, if you didn't, this is another reminder, go watch the first part before you watch this one. But you pointed out something about Mudau le Mufukeng that you know, he might not get a lot of joy at the one-on-ones, but something he's good at. I think he's very good at attacking space, I think. And part of that has to do with something I already mentioned, or when that triangle, Kamo left Yarona, it's Tito as the left attacking 10, and then obviously when Tito is the left attacking 10, Dlamini will be the right attacking 10, and then you'll have Munya and Olibito as the out wide player that side. But when this side we're getting width from Mufuke, and then Tito is close to him, and then you have you know, at left back Mayen, which I'm going to talk about, because I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff, sort of how we improve our squad off season. But I think we can get a better left-sided centre back who can do that sort of thing where he joins in, or a left-sided attacker, but I think can do that where he goes and forms that triangle. Le Mufukeng, le Maswanganyi. But when Maswanganyi does that thing where he makes that selfless run, Mufukeng at doing that he's just good the way he just shakes people off and
I think
the telepathy, you know, the back heels and stuff. He's just been
he's had a really great season. I think some people will say, why Thabiso the Pirates and Sundowns. I think you look at our attack this season. We changed a lot, you know. We changed a lot there. No one like stood out like Ribeiro did, you know,
which is good, but not where you have the thing shared amongst.
Yes. As a collective, brilliant, you know, not one. So I think this is a balanced team. You know, I think this is a really balanced team. I choose next season we have more Sundowns in attack and more Pirates in defense. So,
definitely. Kefa? Obviously. I'll concede because he's got a history with us. No, that's not the reason.
I'll definitely go with Blue, man.
Yeah.
I think,
What a coach.
Yeah.
It doesn't often have people saying it out loud, I think. It's almost as if, yeah, of course, Coach Sundowns. No, it's not of course.
We've had so many coaches, big name coaches who've come, got so many players, but never bought the league, you know. And another thing, I think maybe at times people downplay Bulani's achievements, his age.
No, he definitely doesn't get the credit that he deserves. And if I can afford him one sort of criticism, if you may allow me, it's safe because you're talking Buccaneers. I definitely wouldn't say it on the corner. But the only criticism I'd say is, you know what you guys have morphed into now compared to what you were, Capite, is for good and maybe a bit for bad, maybe, I don't know. For good is that I think you are brilliant on the ball now. Like, you guys are very good on the ball. In Nobo Pesita, they were good and stuff, and those were very good individual players, and Tito had them playing together very well, Liboteko and all of that. But I think it was more of the characters at the time, it was more of like a, if anyone plays Football Manager, the determination would be 20 for most of the players. Like determination, model professionals. You know, you had people like Bovilagas not playing, but in the squad. You know, not to say you don't have them now. I think you've still got professionals. Every time I listen to Bo Onyango, I'm like, yo, these guys are in and around that. You know, Bozungu are in and around that. But I think you're more towards if it's a spectrum, you're more towards the flair than the grit and determination.
I'll share the same sentiments, lower, and to a certain extent, maybe that's one thing that plays a role in us failing to win the Champions League. Because how do I phrase this, man? Sometimes in the Champions League, to be honest, man, I do not enjoy the football that Allah plays.
Yeah,
I don't enjoy the football.
Same.
But what do? They win. They win. So I think Bulani is still building towards that, you know, to have that great, you know, what you mean, you know, to say whatever happens in Africa, we might not play well, we will come back with a positive result.
Yeah.
So that, I think it's a mental thing, you know. We're still building towards it, I think, but the guys that you know, because I don't think how do I say this, man? I don't think there's much of a difference between the current crop and the previous crop, but those guys had spent so much time together, you know, and build something. And I think that's what Bulani is trying to do.
Just as a last thought, maybe that's the reason why I fear Arsenal, is that as you see they're failing together for years, and as soon as that core, Odegaard, who are similar age, Saka and all of them, and same thing at Sundowns. I mean, you've got obviously Botemba, Mshish, and you've got Ronwen, who are maybe advanced in age, they're in the national team, but then you then have the following group of like similar age young guys who are in their mid-20s, and as they are succeeding together, how do you stop them except if you sell that team? But anyway, let's wrap it here. We've spoken so much, hopefully people are going to find this, you know, beneficial to them in some way, whether it be entertainment wise, whether it be educational wise, even so. Yeah, thank you for coming on, bro. Always appreciate you on here. Again, I said it in the yellow corner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need to say it. Congratulations. We're not mad at your success. It's good. I would hope to say we are coming, but I'm not sure yet. But thank you for gracing us more talking Buccaneers. Look forward to having you again for different things.
This is my second home, man. This is my second home. Thank you very much for having me, and continue the great work that you do, man. I don't buy face. I'm a religious follower of your content. When you playing Chippa United, I will watch when you preview. Man. So continue the great work, and thank you for having me, man.
Thank you. Very kind. All right, cheers, guys. Up the mighty Bucks. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video from Talking Buccaneers. If you did, please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all our future content.